everybody, and I'm back today with another video that's going to be going over market manipulation. So this is a very strong topic that I always found difficult for traders to understand, but at the end of the day, the market is manipulated. Yes, it is manipulated. I know some people aren't going to want to hear that, but at the end of the day, that's just the truth. And I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I'm not going to tell you the fake shit that you guys want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. So yes, the market is manipulated. That's first things first. Can you still be profitable? Yes. Gain profitability is trading the way the algorithm works. And if you don't know what the algorithm is the way the markets move. The market moves the same way on every single currency pair, on stocks, indexes, cryptos, forex. It all moves the same. It's not going to be identical, but the concepts behind why the market does what it does is all the same. And if you watch one of my previous videos on liquidity, you would understand that, because liquidity is the reason the market moves where it wants to go. Because if you understand that there's liquidity above these highs right here, then you understand that's why price ran above it. If you understand that there's liquidity below these lows, then you understand why price ran below it. Same thing here. If you understand liquidity is here, you understand why it moved there. If you understand liquidity is above here and all these highs all the way up here, you would understand that that's why price right now is currently trying to move above it. The way you gotta learn to see the market in a different way, and I don't mean to say that to scare a lot of you, because I know majority of people, they learn retail logic, support and resistance, trend lines and all that, but that doesn't work. That is meant for you to fail, because if you look right here, if you had a trend line, say for example right here, trading just like this, and you also had a trend lines, maybe something like this, and then price broke down, so now you're creating your trend line differently. Maybe you're looking at it like this, but then again, how do you know that's the trend line and this isn't the trend line? But even then, this trend line got broken, but it looks like it's still being respected here. But how do you know that trend line's working? How do you know this is a trend line that's not being broken, that just got retested or something, and this isn't the real trend line right here? You never really know. That's why it's easy. This is an easy way for newbies in the market to understand the market, because the first thing they see is that, yeah, this is equal to this, so I'm gonna trade it as a support and resistance, and then what happens? Price gets blown through it and you lose. That's why the concept of stop hunts aren't real. Yes, it feels like it's real, but the reason it happens is because the market understands where your stop loss is. You trade the same as everybody else. That's why the market knows that your stop loss is going to be somewhere above here. The market knows that. The people behind the market, pushing the market, know that their stop loss is up here, buy limits, all that stuff. And then that's why they run price above it. It's not that the market's against you, is that you're moving against the market. You're not trading the way the market is moving. And when you trade the way the market moves, then you're going to become profitable. That's like trying to put square wheels on a car. It's not going to work. It's going to work better if you put the circle wheels. You got to do what works best. If you do the same thing as everybody else, you're going to fail. And that leads me into the next topic of stop blaming the market. You can't blame the market. That is the number one thing, because no matter what you do, the market is going to move the same way no matter what. It's not against you. You're going against the market. You're not trading the way the algorithm moves. You're not trading the correct concept. You're doing everything wrong and then blaming the market. And that's just going to lead to a cycle of blaming the market, and then you're going to end up not trading no more. And nobody wants that, because majority of the people that understand the skill set, very good profitability from doing this. And this is a skill you could do at home and everything. I'm going to have another video on the pros and cons of trading, but we're not going to get into that today. But just stop blaming the market. That's the number one thing that you can't do. Blame yourself, because what you're doing isn't working. The market's going to move the same way no matter what. You can't blame the market. But how can you still become profitability? I've went over this a little bit earlier in the video, but you have to trade the way the market moves. You got to understand market maker concepts, smart money concept, institutional concepts. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be as easy as, oh, support here, maybe support here, and let's look for a buy off it, because this is easy. If you just like this, support, what happens? It gets ran through, you lose. Then you have it up here, support, ran through it again a little bit before going down, and then maybe comes close to it again over here. This is easy. Anybody could do this, and that's why 95% of traders fail, because they're all doing the same concepts that aren't working. You got to understand liquidity. That's what moves the market. You got to understand where price is reaching for. You got to understand why price ran where it does, because if you understand liquidity, you understand why you wouldn't want to be trading all the way down here, because you know there's all liquidity. And then what happened? Price ran down to grab it and then went the other direction. So you would have been, the retail style trader would have been trying to sell the market here. You probably would have made a little bit of money depending on how long you held it. But what happened? It came all the way right back up. You probably would have broke even. If you didn't break even your trade, you would have lost. And that's just what it is. You got to learn the right concepts. You got to understand what you do. And that's what I teach you guys. I teach you guys the way the market moves, understanding where liquidity is, understanding what these candles are making, understanding where orders are going to be in the market, understanding where to get in and where to get out, understanding the importance of timing in the market, because there's all little things that go in depth and are very important. And I'm going to show you guys a simple trick right now on how to spot liquidity. For those that don't really understand liquidity, just understand that liquidity is going to be above equal highs, equal lows, and majority of the time, retail support and resistance is going to be where the liquidity is, because where there's the majority of retail traders putting their stop losses and buy limits and all that stuff, that's where the liquidity is going to be at. And if you guys want to know a simple way, just go into indicators, look up support and resistance, and you're gonna look for the dynamic. That's the one I have right here. And what you're going to do, you're gonna put that on, and it's gonna show you where support and resistance would be at. So this is an easy way to look where liquidity is, because if you understand that there was liquidity above here because there's a stop, this is technically a support and resistance for a retail trader. What happened? Price ran through it. If you understand right here was a resistance for retail traders, what happened? Price ran through it. If you understand right here was resistance for retail traders, price ran through it. Same thing right here. There's equal lows right here that eventually I'm anticipating price will run through it. It's just showing, it's a simple way of learning where liquidity is. You can go to different time frames and do this, higher time frames. You understand that there's liquidity above all this up here, and where's price going? It's about to run through it right now. Same thing all the way down here. Look, where was this? Support resistance. What happened? Price ran through it. It's just simple things like this, and this is an easy way you can start to identify liquidity for the people that are beginning to understand it, because understanding liquidity is going to take time. It's not going to be easy. It's one of the hardest things you're going to do, because anything that is hard is going to, the benefits are going to be rewarding. Anything easy, the benefits aren't. And as you guys know, you wouldn't be watching this video if what you were doing was working, if your retail logic was working. I was the same way, strategy hopping, doing all of that stuff until I started using the concepts that I use now, and I've been using the same strategy ever since. There's no need to keep switching strategies when I understand why the market is doing what it does. I just got to keep improving my strategy and keep improving the way I look at the market and keep improving all the things I do day to day when I'm trading. But that's really it. This is a nice little quick video I wanted to do on market manipulation. But just to end the video off, I'm just going to go over these topics one more time. Is the market manipulated? Yes, it's very manipulated. It runs by liquidity. That's how it moves. And it is all an algorithm. Stop blaming the market. That's number 2. You can't blame the market. You got to blame yourself. When you blame the market, you're never going to improve. You got to tell yourself that what you did was wrong and you weren't on the side of the market. You got to be in tune with the market, because regardless of what you do, the market's still going to go wherever it's going to go. And stop hunts. Stop hunts. Yes, it feels real, but at the end of the day, stop hunts are a thing because you're putting your stop loss in areas of liquidity. That's why the market tends to stop you out before it reverses. And then lastly, just use this support resistance dynamic. This is going to be an easy way to spot liquidity for beginners, because right here is an indicator that majority of retail traders are going to use. They're going to be buying off of these areas and selling off these areas, but you're going to use them as targets. And watch how well you do. Just back test these concepts, watch my videos, use these concepts, practice them, because I'm not telling you guys what I'm doing is the right or correct way to be doing anything. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. Back test it and you tell me if it works. But that's really it. Like, comment, subscribe, give me some video ideas that you guys need, ask me some questions in the comments. Telegram link in the description, and I'll see you guys.